And then let's get what's up with y'all, man? No Limit Squad, I am back with another video for today. We are going to be looking at these KD files, man. I ain't gonna lie, he was fake giving some slight to a lot of his former teammates, not live former teammates, but some former teammates, current teammates, and former coaches. Gang, I ain't gonna front, man. But before we get to this, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe, turn the bell notifications on, and right to that, comment down on the Let's Gang if you fuck with your boy. But let's go ahead and hop right into this. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all, bro. All right, bro. So if y'all live under a rock and didn't know, yeah, the KD files have dropped. This is actually crazy, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. KD, this look bad, man.
Give up one thing for the rest of your life. I'm gonna go Twitter. Because they don't deserve it.
How do you describe Kevin Durant? What's going on with his personality? This guy seems obsessed with social media. I can't believe he's still doing this burner account thing.
Kevin Durant might have just ruined everything. I mean, look, I give this man all of his respect. He's a 15-time All-Star, a 2-time NBA champion, a 2-time Finals MVP. The man has one of the most effortless jump shots in the history of basketball. At 37 years old, he's still averaging 25.8 points per game on the Houston Rockets this season. He's shooting over 50% from the field. He ranks 3rd in the entire NBA in minutes per game.
Hey, one thing we can't deny about KD is he's really liked that on the basketball court. Like, I'm not even going to front. We got to give him his respect on the basketball court. His off-the-court antics, though, like the whole burner thing, I ain't going to front, gang. I don't know, gang. I don't know.
LeBron James is also defying father time, but what Kevin Durant is currently doing is amazing. During All-Star Weekend, while every other star in the league was laughing and having a good time at the festivities in LA, Kevin Durant was caught on camera.
Panicking.
The look on his face tells you everything you got to know.
Panicking.
He was glued to his phone, pacing around the court, looking stressed, and the reason why? The internet was in the middle of exposing what they believe is Kevin Durant's latest burner account. This isn't just him defending his legacy against some fan. The messages here are really, really bad. I'm talking about leaked group chat messages where this account is alleged.
First of all, whoever is in that group chat gang, L-mans, bro. I'm not even going front, bro. Oh, I know for a fact the nigga that's in that group chat gotta be KD's bros. It has to be, right? There's no way there's no way KD put a whole group chat of him in his burner with a whole bunch of just randoms, gang. But I'm not even going front. Somebody of KD's stature, you don't even have to do all that, bro. For you don't have to, like, you shouldn't even have to do all this, bro. Like, you're like amongst the elites, like top elites of basketball, gang. This is something that you really should not be doing, bro.
Trashing his own teammates, calling his franchise player out by name, saying he can't trust guys to make a shot, comparing his former teammates to literal dictators, and even saying he'd be better off on the Charlotte Hornets than the Houston Rockets.
This is actually crazy.
Kevin Durant just got on the Houston Rockets and he's already trying to jump ship to a different team. Now here's the thing, nothing has been confirmed. Kevin Durant hasn't said a word about this, but the evidence that fans have put together is wild, and we're about to break all of this down because this isn't even the first time Kevin Durant has been caught up in a burner situation. This is like his 3rd time, and that history is exactly what makes this
third time's the charm, right? 3rd time is the charm.
So believable to so many people.
It's gonna be an ad, right?
1212. What's going on, everybody? If you know anything about Kevin Durant, you know this man lives on Twitter. Like, genuinely lives there. He's one of the most active NBA superstars on social media, and he has been for over a decade. KD doesn't have a filter. He'll respond to a fan with 12 followers at 2 in the morning arguing about whether he's better than LeBron. He'll get into it with—
and mind you, gang, like, yo, bro, these niggas, they know they're gonna get a reaction out of you. They want a response. That's why they do it, which is why I don't understand why KD just falls into this trap every time, gang. Like, bro, you're Kevin Durant. Why are you talking? Why are you trying to argue with peasants? Come on, gang.
Media members. He'll drop takes about other players. The man does not care. And honestly, for a while, that was kind of refreshing. In an era where every player has a PR team scripting their tweets, KD was just being himself. Look at how PR trained LeBron James is when he is asked about one of the most sensitive topics in the world right now.
If I have fans over there, I've never been there. If I have fans over there, then, you know, I hope you been following my career. I hope I inspire people over there to not only want to be great in sports, but I want you to be better in general in life. So hopefully someday I can make it over there.
The guy knows how to deflect every
Facts.
controversial
Facts.
question.
And that was a great answer. I'm not even gonna front. Niggas is on his dick for it. Like, yo, bro, I'm not even gonna front. If y'all don't already know, because a lot of y'all niggas live under a rock, Jewish people run everything. So he had to be very careful on the words that he said. I'm just gonna leave y'all with that
he gets asked. And what I'm saying is Kevin Durant is pretty much the opposite. He's typically himself. But the problem with Kevin Durant on social media is that being himself sometimes means saying stuff that gets him in serious trouble. And the first time it blew up in a really big way was back in September of 2017. Let me give you a history lesson. Here's what happened. KD had just won his first championship with the Golden State Warriors. He was the finals MVP. He left the OKC Thunder the summer before, and everybody had clowned him for joining a 73-win team. The narrative was that
I was
he
one
took
of
the
them.
easy way out, that he couldn't beat him, so he joined them. And even
I'm
though
not
he
going
won
for
a
it. I was dead one of them, but now that I'm grown, I understand it now, KD.
championship, the criticism didn't stop. People were still coming for him every single day. So one night, a Twitter user named Cole Cashwell tweeted at KD asking him what his motives were for leaving OKC other than getting a championship. Pretty standard stuff. But what happened next was one of the most embarrassing moments in NBA social media history. KD responded to this fan, and what he said was insane. He said he didn't like the organization or playing for Billy Donovan. His roster wasn't that good. It was just him and Russ. Read that again. He didn't like the organization. He, third person. The internet immediately figured out what happened. KD meant to post that from a burner account, not his real one. He accidentally tweeted from the wrong account, and in doing so, he confirmed what a lot of people had suspected for a very long time. KD had secret accounts that he used to anonymously defend himself online. The whole thing went viral instantly. Memes everywhere. People were calling it Tweetgate. Sports outlets were running segments on it, and it became one of the most defining NBA moments that had absolutely nothing to do with basketball. Here you have a guy who finally won an NBA championship, who was the finals MVP, one of the best scorers to ever play the game, and he's spending his free time creating fake accounts to argue with strangers on the internet about his own legacy. KD eventually addressed it at the 2017 TechCrunch Disrupt event. He said he took it too far.
I do have another Instagram account, but that's just for my friends and family, so I wouldn't say I was using that to clap back at anybody, but I use Twitter to engage with the fans, but I happen to take it a little too far. And that's what happens sometimes when I get into these basketball debates, or, you know, what I really love is just to play basketball. I went a little too far. I don't regret clapping back at anybody or talking to my fans on Twitter. I do regret using my former coach's name and that former organization that I played for. That was childish, that was idiotic, all those type of words. I regret doing that, and I apologize to him for doing that.
He said he doesn't.
Now I'm not gonna front. You're gonna have to do something like this later on down the line, because we know that's you, KD. I'm not even gonna front. You might as well just come out and say, or he could just be silent and not say nothing at all, and we're just gonna forget about it. But I'm gonna keep the beam, bro. Two things can be true at the same time. I understand why you want to make a different account so you can clap back at these niggas because they're mad annoying and there's some dick riding dick suckers. But at the same time, again, you're Kevin Durant. That's below you to have to respond to peasants, gang. I'm just gonna keep on hunting with you, bro.
Don't regret clapping back at fans, but admitted he went overboard defending his OKC exit. He later told GQ that he'd woken up from a nap and forgot to log out of his main account. Most people would have been embarrassed. They would have deleted their burners. They would have never done something like this again, and they would have moved on with their life. Not KD. In 2019, he went on ESPN's The Boardroom and straight up admitted that he used burner accounts.
I wanted a place where I could talk to my friends without anybody just butting in my conversations or taking everything out of context, because I enjoyed that place.
How'd you come up with that idea, though? Were you like, yo, I'm just going to create this account, I'm going to start going?
Yeah, I mean, I had an Instagram account that I just used for my friends and family, and just turned over to Twitter as well. And it was just like, it was a cool place for me to just be me instead of worrying about Bleacher Report or Barstool.
He need to log out of Twitter.
I want to say to
Let's
CJ
go
or my
front.
friends from back home, you know. I guess I tried to live a normal life out in the public, I guess.
Then in 2020, he went on the All the Smoke podcast on Showtime and doubled down.
I didn't like to use a burner phone. I would have said, fuck it, I'm Kevin Durant, motherfucker. I'm gonna cuss you out. You talk some shit, I'm gonna talk some shit. I'm gonna speak my mind.
I'm still gonna do the burner thing. I'm still
Yo.
gonna do that. There's some shit that you just gotta be
But
like,
I'm
these,
saying-
these folks don't always.
He told Alex Rodriguez on the Corp podcast that same year that I still have burners that I use for sure. And honestly, at the time, people kind of let it go. They laughed about it. KD leaned into the joke. When Meta launched Threads in 2023, he literally tweeted from his verified account, "On Threads with a burner, come find me." It became part of his brand. KD's a burner guy. It became a meme, and and he became the butt of the joke. But here's where it gets really bad. Those burners weren't just used to talk with friends. He wasn't just innocently defending his legacy. Those burners were used for something way more sinister that can alter Kevin Durant's reputation and his career for the rest of his life. Alright, so let's get into how this whole thing started. It's February 15th, 2026, All-Star Weekend in Inglewood, California. KD is about to play in his 16th All-Star game. Everything is supposed to be celebratory.
Heavy on his phone, gang. This is actually crazy. Yeah, that was definitely his account.
Kevin Durant is on Twitter. He gets into an exchange with a fan about the NBA's redesigned trophies. It's pretty harmless stuff. KD says that the trophies look fine. The fan disagrees. Standard Twitter back and forth. But then a user named Pranav Sriraman jumps in and flips the whole conversation. Instead of talking about trophies, he starts pressing KD about his investment in a drone company called Skydio, which had reportedly sold drones to the IDF. Pranav hits KD with, "They look cheap and uncreative. There, I answered your question. Will you answer my question about Skydio, a drone company you invested in, selling to the IDF? Or will you stick to your brand of deflecting and ducking?" KD doesn't respond. Crickets. But the thread keeps going. And that's when another user named BasedFrog23 enters the chat and drops what would become the bombshell of All-Star Weekend. He replies asking if KD will address the burner account under the handle @GetHigher77, calling out how all of KD's friends appear to be in a group chat connected to the account, and how the user has been trashing his teammates in those chats. And then the screenshots stop dropping.
Oh my gosh.
Don't stop.
Bro, we need to know who leaked it, bro. Like, please, can we get the info on who leaked it? Who's the whistleblower?
Within hours, the account goes private, but the damage is already done. The internet has seen everything. Before we get into what these messages actually say, we need to talk about why fans are so convinced that this account belongs to Kevin Durant. Because even though nothing is confirmed, people have put together some pretty compelling circumstantial evidence. The first piece of evidence is the owl. The account @GetHigher77 uses an owl as both its profile picture and banner image. And here's where it gets interesting. KD's verified account @KDTrey5 tweeted that same exact owl gif back on February 9th, 2021. The burner account was created in
This nigga's fried, bro. Like, he's overly fried. Like, he really thought he was invincible, gang. That's why he posted that shit on his main account, gang. He thought he was invincible. Like, y'all niggas never gonna be able to find my shit. Hello, nigga.
August of 2021, just a few months later, using that same owl image. Is it possible a random fan took that image and used it? Sure. But the connection is there, and fans noticed it immediately. Evidence number 2 is the shared block list. An account called @CGBBurner, also known as Can't Guard Book, which is a pretty well-known Suns fan account, posted that they're blocked by KD on both his verified account and the alleged burner account.
Damn.
Think about that. If the burner was just some random fan, why would it have the same people blocked as KD's real account? That's a pretty suspicious overlap.
Facts.
The third piece of evidence is the inner circle. The people in the group chats connected to this account reportedly include individuals from KD's inner circle, private coaches, league friends, people who would have access to behind the scenes basketball information. The account didn't have a huge following, only about 75 followers, and it was set to private, which is exactly what you would expect from someone trying to keep their burner under the radar.
It should have been private from the jump, though.
Player perspective. This is the one that really seals the deal for a lot of people. The messages themselves sound exactly like Kevin Durant. The tone, the frustration, the specific references to plays, coaches, and teammates. The account talks about things from a first-person player perspective. Stuff like, "Coach called that play to pass to Alpi," and "Every time out, he got me sitting in the corner." These are not takes a random fan would have. These are things someone who is actually on the court would say. And evidence number 5 is KD's own admissions. We already know KD has burner accounts. He's admitted it multiple times on All the Smoke in 2020, on the Court podcast, and in his 2019 boardroom interview. And as recently as October 2025, he went on the Pivot podcast and talked about using social media as a quick release for his emotions that he doesn't want bottled up.
So, like, yeah, I see these comments and I see when people say different things. It's hard not to see it, but I don't want to build up all of this hate towards, you know, media or fans or like, so I just say what I feel in the moment. And
I mean, that's completely understandable, gang. Like I said, two things can be true at the same time. I understand why you want to respond to these dick riding ass niggas, bro. But again, you're Kevin Durant, okay, bro? you just gotta let it go, bro. For me, like, you gotta control your own emotions, gang, and figure out another way to be able to express your emotions. Probably write it down or something, bro. That'll probably make things a whole lot better, gang.
So when you add all of that up, the owl picture, the shared blocked accounts, the inner circle connections, the first-person player perspective, and the fact that Kevin Durant has openly admitted to using burners for years, it's really hard for people to just wave this off as a troll. Is there a chance this is all fake and some dedicated fan created an elaborate roleplay account? Absolutely. But the court of public opinion has already made its ruling. And now we get to the messages, and these are really bad. I'm going to warn you guys right now, some of this stuff is rough, because if these messages are real, KD went after everybody, his current teammates, his former teammates, coaches, everyone. Let's start with his current Rockets teammates. The account posted about Alperen Şengün, who is Houston's franchise center, their all-star this year, the guy who just replaced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the All-Star game, and the supposed future of the franchise. The message said, "Coach called that play to pass to Alpi, LOL. I'ma turn the ball over with this team. I don't care. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future." Then it gets worse. About Jabari Smith Jr., the second overall pick in 2022, who Houston drafted to be a cornerstone piece, the account wrote, "I can't trust Jabari to make a shot or get a stop," and then used a slur to describe him. This is a 22-year-old kid that the Rockets literally traded for Durant to come mentor.
Crazy.
The whole reason Houston brought KD in was to help develop players like Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Şengün and Amin Thompson. And allegedly behind closed doors, he's in group chats calling them out like this. And
but we gotta be honest with ourselves, gang. KD was never like a LeBron James kind of guy, bro, where he's like that big leader where he's gonna like be that big bro, big. He'll be that big bro, but like he just want to hoop at the end of the day, bro. He don't care about having to deal with everything that comes with being a leader. He just wants to play basketball. And I'm not mad at him for that, gang, but somebody of your stature, bro, that's what you were called to do. No matter what, you're Kevin Durant. That's what you were called to do. You were called to be a LeBron James, a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, like one of them. You were called to be that, gang. So you have no choice but to do it, bro. I mean, you do have a choice, but let's be honest, gang. You are somebody people look up to. You have people like Anthony Edwards that calls you their GOAT, gang. Come on, bro. You gonna have to be that leader, bro. One way or another.
Stop at the Rockets. The account even said that the Hornets have better young players than Houston.
That's actually crazy.
Better
I'm
on
not going for
Charlotte
it.
than on the Rockets. It's just so funny how the grass is always greener on the other side for Kevin Durant. He just got to Houston, a team that finished second in the Western Conference last year, and he's already looking at the streaking Charlotte Hornets. But it gets even worse. Let me walk you through what the account allegedly said about KD's former teammates, because nobody was safe. Let's start with Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Remember, KD spent about 2 seasons in Phoenix, and apparently that experience left some scars. The account compared Booker and former Suns head coach Frank Vogel to dictators, and not just any dictators. The message said 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un.
That's actually crazy. You comparing these niggas to Hitler? Kim Jong-un? That's actually crazy. I'm not going for
insane. The account also said the Suns are my team when we lose and Book's team when we win, which honestly gives you a pretty clear window into the frustration, because that's something only a player would feel. When the team wins, Booker gets the credit. When they lose, it all falls on KD. Then there's Kyrie Irving. KD and Kyrie were supposed to be the dynamic duo in Brooklyn. They chose to team up together, but there were times where things got a little weird.
In my past life, like I said, I was you. I was you. What you are now.
Bro. This clip is funny as hell, bro. Cause Kyrie really spitting from like the mind, the heart, from his soul, and it looked like Katie's looking at him like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Nigga said call off the Zara right now.
James Harden to form a super team, but injuries, Kyrie's controversies, and team dysfunction blew that whole thing up. The account said something along the lines of Kyrie being on his best behavior around the European, referring to Luka Doncic and Dallas.
Nah, this is crazy. Katie don't even play with my guy Kyrie like that. Don't even do that, gang. I'm not going front, bro. I ain't gonna violate you, gang, but I better not see no shit about you giving some slack to Kyrie again, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. And you knew better Not to say nothing about my king, LeBron James, nigga.
But treating his own people, meaning KD, like they owe him something, that's a pretty deep cut if you think about it. KD is essentially saying Kyrie was a different person around Luka than he was around him. Then we get to Russell Westbrook, and this one might be the funniest, even though it's disrespectful. The account referred to Russ as a triple-double cocaine bear. I'm not even gonna lie, that's an absolutely wild thing to call somebody. In context, the account was comparing how OKC Russ passed the ball more than whoever they were talking about currently. One chat member pointed out that Russ averaged a triple-double that year, which is true. Russ averaged 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 10.4 assists in the 2016-17 season, the season after KD left, and the account basically dismissed it like it meant nothing. The Steph Curry and Golden State messages are interesting too. The account said, I started holding Steph accountable in film, and people looked at me like this.
This is funny.
Attached of someone looking confused. The implication being that KD tried to hold Curry accountable in film sessions, and the Warriors organization didn't take kindly to it. Another message said something about how if you don't screen and pass up shots for Steph, you're getting waived, which honestly feeds into the narrative.
I'm about to go front though, like, hey, I'm gonna kill it beam, man. Curry is our franchise player, gang. You better give him everything he wants, man.
That KD has kind of hinted at before, that the Warriors system was always Steph's system, everyone else was just there to support it. There's also a comment about Steve Kerr that referenced the time Michael Jordan
this is crazy.
Which is a wild thing to bring up in the group chat. Now, this is all consistent with how Kevin Durant felt about Golden State. If you remember in his podcast with Draymond Green a couple of years ago, he mentioned the reason he left Golden State was because everything about the Draymond Green and Kevin Durant situation was swept under the rug and they never spoke about their problems openly. But the funniest part of all is what he said about Ben Simmons.
I ain't gonna front with the whole KD and Draymond situation. Everything got swept under the rug like nothing happened. That happened with the Jordan Poole situation too. Nigga, that's why their season didn't go the way it was supposed to go in 2023. The chemistry was cooked, bro, because they swept everything under the rug like nothing happened. Shit.
Ben Simmons, of all people, got a shout out here. The account allegedly said, I swear I miss Ben Simmons. At least that dude would give me the ball. When Ben Simmons is the guy that you're nostalgic about, that's when you know things are bad. But it also tells you something about KD's frustration. In Brooklyn, Simmons was widely criticized for refusing to shoot. But apparently from KD's perspective...
Bro, because Ben Simmons didn't want to shoot. Gang, there's a clip of Kyrie saying... Kyrie passing up on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had an open shot. Kyrie's like, shoot the ball! Yo, Ben Simmons, I ain't gonna front, gang. Please get your confidence back and get back to the league, gang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Why the fuck is you trying to be a professional fisher, nigga? Get back on the NBA court, bro.
At least he was willing to share the ball. And about James Harden, the account described him as slightly delusional, but I understand him, which is actually one of the tamer takes in this whole leak, but still not something you want to say about a former teammate. Now here's where this whole thing gets even more wild, because while these screenshots were going viral, KD was physically at the All-Star game, and cameras caught everything. Video started circulating of Kevin Durant pacing around the court before the game even started, completely locked into his phone. His expression was tight, he wasn't smiling, he wasn't engaging with other players. While other All-Stars were laughing, dapping each other up, and enjoying the atmosphere, KD looked like a man who just found out his secrets were all over the internet. Because, well, they were. There's one clip in particular that went super viral where a staff member tries to redirect KD and you can see him force this strained smile before turning away. It's the kind of body language that screams, I know something bad is happening right now and I'm trying to hold it together. Multiple fan accounts shared clips of him constantly checking his phone throughout the entire night, even while seated on the bench in his warm-ups, and his actual performance in the All-Star game reflected the distraction. KD finished the night with just 12.
I'm cute to being. He was probably all in his phone, bro, because he was trying to find out who the fuck leaked these messages. Because I'm a cute bean, bro. KD, yeah, he gotta take accountability. But you, the whistleblower that did what you did, you're a fucking crumb. You're mad day room gang. I'm not even gonna front, bro.
Points across all 3 mini games, shooting 5 of 15 from the field in 28 minutes. For a guy who's averaging 25.8 points per game this season, for a 15-time All-Star, that's an awful showing. In the championship game, he failed to score a single point in 6 minutes and missed all 4 of his shots. His team got demolished 47-21 in the final. Was it just a bad day? maybe. All-Star games aren't exactly known for giving maximum effort, but the timing is impossible to ignore. While everyone else is having fun at the biggest NBA party of the year, KD looked like a man watching his world burn in real time. Now, I gotta be fair here, not everyone's buying this story, and there are some legit reasons for skepticism. The biggest argument against it is simple. KD doesn't need a burner to talk trash. This man will respond to a fan account with 50 followers from his verified account at midnight on a Tuesday. He literally does not care about saying what he thinks under his own name. There's also the fact that screenshots can be faked. None of the leaked images include verified metadata, IP confirmation, or any kind of platform authentication. Social media impersonation happens all the time, especially with high-profile athletes. Someone could have created this account, built an entire persona around being KD in group chats, and we'd have no way to tell the difference from the screenshots alone. Do with this what you will. The NBA invited a bunch of influencers to All-Star Weekend. They didn't invite your boy, so make sure you subscribe so maybe I could end up there. Leon was one of them, and he reportedly talked to KD directly and claims Durant told him that the account isn't his. But that's a denial through an intermediary, not from Kevin Durant himself. And what is Kevin Durant gonna do? Come out and say, yeah, this burner that makes me look bad is definitely me? But here's the most important
I don't think
part.
he's gonna say anything,
How does this
bro.
affect the rest of the Rockets season? Whether the account is Kevin Durant's or not, the damage is already done, because perception is reality in the NBA, and right now, the perception is that Kevin Durant is secretly trashing his young teammates behind their backs. Think about what this means for the Rockets. Houston is 33-20 at the All-Star break, 4th in the West. They signed KD to a $90 million extension in October.
I'm gonna keep it being, bro. I don't know if their chemistry is gonna be the same after this game. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Because me personally, if I'm like Jabari Parker, I said Jabari Parker, bro. Jabari Smith Jr., bro. And the other guy, I forgot what his name is, bro. The big man gang. I'm not even gonna front, bro. Like, I'm coming to you, bro. Like, is what you say is true, gang? Like, what's up, bro? Dead ass, bro. We gonna see, though.
October of 2025, with the specific purpose of having him mentor their young core and lead them toward a championship. The whole point was that KD would be the veteran presence that helps guys like Şengün, Jabari Smith, and the Thompson twins develop into winners. And now those same young players might be seeing their supposed mentor say that he can't trust them to make a shot in private group chats. Trust is everything in a locker room, and when your franchise player, even allegedly, is out here comparing former teammates to dictators and saying the Hornets have better young players than your team, that's a problem. Jabari Smith is 22, Şengün is 23. These are young guys who look up to a player like Kevin Durant. How do you look him in the eye in practice knowing he might think you're trash?
Facts.
The Rockets don't play again until Thursday against the Hornets of all teams.
Shit, that's today as I'm recording.
See if KD addresses it before then, if reporters press him on it, or if he just does what he usually does and pretends nothing happened. But this isn't going away. The internet never forgets. And in the age of screenshots, nothing ever truly stays private. Now, if this is your first time watching a video on my channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications.
That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go front KD. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Delete Twitter. Delete it. Delete it. That app has done nothing for you to even stay on it at this point in time. Leave, bro. Dead ass.